Hey guys, it's me, Dr. Katz. Here's the next episode in our Audible blog series. This one's called The Art of Slogging. Let's begin. Okay, so now that I have your attention, what the hell is slogging? The word slog is a verb meaning to work hard over a period of time. It also means to hit forcefully and typically wildly, especially in boxing. But for the purposes of this blog, we're going to stick with the first definition. So personally, I also find the word imbued with a trace of difficulty or struggle as well, as if the work being done is innately more challenging than usual and more effort is required. I also think that it implies a certain lack of joy in the task to be completed. Even the word itself has a heaviness to it, at least mentally and emotionally. I don't find myself using it unless I'm referring to a state in which I'm struggling to get the basic requirements completed day to day. One final potentially positive component of the word slog is the implication of a necessary process, like slogging to get somewhere. Okay, so we got that. I think that this word perfectly describes the world at large today with all of the changes in restrictions, work environments, and day to day life. The level of unpredictability and the lack of control has brought out the worst in some and brought out the best and most altruistic in others. I even find myself struggling to get up, get dressed, and get psyched up to face the day, not knowing if I'm going to be at the hospital for 25 hours or 4 hours, or if anyone's even going to show up. It is a conscious, sometimes burdensome mental effort to go to work and strive each day. This is by no means a reflection of how much I love my job. I love my job. I always will. And I love my patients. I'm grateful to even have a job. I've always embraced the role of the uplifting, caring, compassionate superhero to women. It's my favorite thing in the whole world to help save someone's life, make it better, or bring new life into the world. It's just that the positive level of variety that first attracted me is not the same. The variety I now encounter has more to do with wondering who, if anyone's going to show up on a given day. On top of that, my hands are tied with regard to what services that I am allowed to provide for patients. Some of the best aspects of my job in terms of preventative care and early diagnosis are severely limited right now because I do not have a crystal ball to predict what a patient needs without a procedure, exam, or surgery. It is very frustrating to go to work every day knowing that I'm not able to give patients everything they need. I worry every day about what I'm potentially missing because of these limitations. And last but not least, let's not forget the mental burden of economic insecurity. There is no unemployment for bosses and business owners. There are some loans with a mountain of paperwork and extensive stipulations, but even those have no guarantee of ensuring the survival of your business of 20 plus years. That's a lot to think about. So there you go, slogging at its best. I'm getting through every day and I'm working hard, but it's a struggle and the joy factor is more limited. Not because I don't love what I do, but because I'm not allowed to completely do what I do. And yet I keep slogging away in order to be able to eventually get back to running my practice as I see fit. I get the same feeling at home too. I mean, most days I manage to get up motivated to at least attempt a project that's been hanging over my head, sometimes for years. And then other times, I feel like I'd rather scream than clean one more thing, and I just don't feel like doing anything. The difficulty rating of just going to the store has now been elevated to a 10 out of 10 between masking, gloving, making lists, and figuring out a strategy to get the most with the least trips, knowing that I might not leave the house for an errand for another few weeks at best. Then there's the daily feeling hanging over your head that leaves you wondering if this truly is the new normal. On top of that is the constant barrage of input from all directions of conspiracy and control theories that only serve to add to the overall panic and disrupt any logical progression of thought. You can't get away from them. You turn off the news and they appear on your social media instead. You turn away from social media and just listening to music and your broadcast is interrupted with another update. Whew, it is a bit much. Again, slogging at its best. But right now, there's no other choice. I have to keep slogging through on my way back to the way things used to be. It's part of the process right now. It's part of the process of doing my part in order to flatten the pandemic curve. If I quit or rebel, I'm not making things go any faster. Maybe if we all slog together, we just may get to the end of this thing a little faster. So let me leave you with this quote from Walter Annenberg, who was a philanthropist, a businessman, and an ambassador. And he said, I want to remind you that success in life is based on hard slogging. There will be periods when discouragement is great and upsetting, and the antidote for this is calmness and fortitude and a modest yet firm belief in your competence. Be sure that your priorities are in order so that you can proceed in a logical manner, and be ever mindful that nothing will take the place of persistence. So let's all persist, guys, and have a fantastic day. What's up, Gwen?